The department I work for is the proof of concept group, and in that group we look at novel ways to make new drug molecules. We'll get an inquiry in from a customer, and they may want, they may want a sample making. So we'll look at new ways to make that don't infringe on anybody else's patents or various things like that. For my education, I think my interest in science was sparked at GCSE, and probably particularly a bit more chemistry. So when I came to do my A-levels, I carried the sciences on. I did chemistry and physics, and it was there while I was applying for university that I learnt about this modern apprenticeship scheme that the Avecia offers. I was quite interested in that because it meant that I could study, do my degree, and work and earn some money at the same time. So it was good for me. Throughout your education, you learn a lot of things, and I think chemistry is one of those industries particularly where you have to know a lot of what you've done in your education and you apply it to your day-to-day job. I think there's often jobs around where you do your degree and you maybe don't use quite a lot of it, but chemistry is one of those things where I don't think you can ever really know enough. There's always more to learn. The skills involved in my day-to-day job, you've got to be very thorough, you've got to have a good concern for standards and observations as well. You might be doing an experiment and it might be green the time you leave it and you come back and it might be green again. But I know from experience I've done ones and it's gone like green, pink, brown and back to green again. So, you've missed all that. So, you've got to be quite observant and, just generally pay attention and, just have a concern for it. Often in my work, I'll have done some experimental work in the laboratory and I'll have to present, collate the information from the results and present that to the group meeting, to my manager in general. I might have to use the computer, make some graphs and just various other things. And there's always like different departments. You might need some analysis work doing. So you got to go off and chat with people there and, just general communication skills and just, be outgoing really, I think is the key to it. I enjoy my work because quite often no 2 days are the same. You'll be doing work one day and you might have a work plan for the whole week, but you'll do do one experiment and it'll just scrap all that. You just have to completely rethink what you're going to do just based on that one result. So in some ways, no 2 days are the same. I like that variability. It's nice. I think from my own personal point of view, the attractions of working here was that I could do my degree and earn a salary while I was doing that. So that was good for me. And the holidays here are quite generous. So I get plenty of time off. It's nice, and I enjoy the work. It's good. It was an interesting alternative to going to university and studying for 3 years. So I quite like that. I think for anybody else who wants to come and do a similar thing, then, generally you've just got to have a good interest in your science. I mean, at GCSE you don't really need to know what you're going to do in a few years' time, but if you're interested in science, then follow that through and, you've got the option then when you get to college, you can decide if you want to go on to university or apply for a modern apprenticeship kind of thing like I've done. The option's there, then just do what you like doing. One of the things that appealed to me about doing chemistry here was I came to the open day, and on that open day they took us around one of the manufacturing plants, and it was there I kind of saw like all the huge equipment, like the massive filters and big like reaction vessels where they make the things, and it was quite awe-inspiring really because from being at school and you might do a filter through a piece of paper or something, and then you see this gigantic thing that's like a few meters across, and you just think, wow, it appealed to me. It looked interesting.
Cool.